Hello friends, we have got one subscriber, his name is Sean, and he has asked me to make video on IP address. So this video is for you, Sean. So in this video I'm going to cover 6 things. First of all, I will be telling you about what is the IP address and why it is required. The next point that I will be talking about is IANA, Internet Assigned Number Authority, what is RIR and ISP, what is the role they play in this IP address thing. Then we will see what is the static address and the dynamic IP address. The fourth point that we are going to look at is what is the loopback address and why it is important. And then fifth point we are going to see is what is the difference between IP version 4 and IP version 6. Finally, I will also take you to the computer and then show you how you can find the IP address or the MAC address, physical address of your system, and also talk about this ping command. In real life, just like how we have got the addresses, home address, office address, and the address is very important because if you want to communicate, send any postal message, mail, then that address is required. Without address, it is very difficult to send the documents. In same way, in the internet world, we need IP address, and that address is required to identify the systems uniquely. If there are say 1,000 computers connected to the internet, there will be 1,000 IP addresses, and all the addresses will be unique. All the computers connected to the internet have got unique IP address, and with the IP address it is very easy to send and receive the data from other computers. So this IP address is actually 32-bit number, and it is normally written in like this, 8 bits. Now let us see what is this IANA and RIR ISP. So IANA is nothing but Internet Assigned Number Authority. RIR means Regional Internet Registries, and ISP means Internet Service Providers like Dodo, Geo, or if you are in USA, it is Verizon, AT&T. These are all internet service providers. If you want to buy any IP address, you will have to pay for it, and that money goes to this IANA, RIR, Regional Internet Registries. So there are 5 regional internet registries that manage this address space. What happens is that ISPs, from where we get the broadband connections or internet plans, they buy these IP addresses in bulk, and then whenever somebody connects to the ISPs, they will assign the IP addresses like dynamically or statically. Now let us see what is the difference between static and dynamic IP address. So every time you connect to your internet provider or use your Wi-Fi network, what happens is that dynamically the IP address is assigned to you through the router, and that is called as dynamic IP address. But in static IP address, what happens is that the IP address that is given to you never changes. So that's the main difference between static and dynamic IP addresses. Now let us try to see what is the loopback address. So there is one special address that is 127.0.0.1, and whenever you install any server on your system, this IP address is assigned to that particular server. So you can access your server using this 127.0.0.1. So no other system in the world can use this IP address. This is the reserved IP address. Now let us see what is the difference between IPv4 and IPv6. As I said earlier, we have got 32-bit IP address in IPv4. So maximum number of addresses that can be generated uniquely are 2:32. So that many IP addresses we can use. But because of tremendous growth in the internet, what happened is that addresses were exhausted. Like there are more machines that want to connect to internet, but the IP addresses are not available, and that's why we can't connect more computers to the internet because of the scarcity of the addresses. And to resolve this problem, in 1995 they introduced this IP6, which is a higher version of internet protocol, and it uses 128 bits. So 2:128, that many addresses can be generated, and that is very huge number. So lots of computers can be attached to the network or internet, and still there will be a lot of IP addresses that are still unused. And that's the main reason or difference between IP4 and IP6. It is 32-bit, IP4 is 32-bit, and this one is 128-bit. Okay, now I will take you to the computer, and then let us see how you can find the IP address, MAC, or the physical address of your system, and also find the IP address of any website. So let us switch to computer now. Let us see how to get the IP address and MAC address of your system in Windows. In Windows, you can use one command in the command prompt that is called as ipconfig. In Linux or the Mac, you can use other command that is called as ifconfig. So just replace P by F and then you will get the information. But on Windows, you can use this ipconfig/all. So with that, you will get IP address as well as MAC address. If you just use ipconfig, it will display only the IP address, not the MAC address. So to get comprehensive information, I will recommend use this /all attribute. Then just hit enter, and then it gives lots of information over there. So let us start what is printed. It is printed the host name, then that information is given over here, like IP routing enabled is not, or Wins proxy is enabled or not, followed by Ethernet adapter Ethernet. So my laptop has got Ethernet card, that is a network card, and Wi-Fi card as well. So this information is related to that Ethernet adapter. So right now you can see that media state is disconnected. It means that I am not connected to internet through the Ethernet adapter or Ethernet cable. And finally we have got wireless LAN adapter, Wi-Fi. So here they have given the Wi-Fi information, connection specific DNS suffix is home, description is Qualcomm. So this Wi-Fi adapter is from Qualcomm company. Then it has got this physical address, that is MAC address. Then DHCP is enabled, yes. Auto configuration enabled, yes. Link local IP6 address is also given over here, and IP4 address, this is the main address. Then subnet mask is printed, lease obtained, lease expires, this information is also given over here. Default gateway is this one. So this is the address of my local router, and DHCP server is over here, 192.168.2.1. That's how you can get the IP address and the MAC address of your system. Now let us see how to get the IP address of the any website. For that you have to use one command called as ping and then give the name of the website like this, and if you hit enter, it will display the IP address of that particular host. So you can see this reply is coming from this IP address. So that is the IP address of the softpost.org. Thanks for watching this video.